What's going on, Falcon fan? This your boy Ricondo coming back at you with another video. So today we're gonna hit on the schedule of the Atlanta Falcons for 2022. Of course, it was released today. So guys, before we get into the schedule, if you have not already, please subscribe to the channel. Please hit the notification bell so you know when I drop another video. Hit the like button so I know you guys like to hear what I talk about. And then please share my video throughout the YouTube universe so more people could come in and hear me talk about these Atlanta Falcons. So looking at the schedule, we're going to go ahead and talk about the preseason games. We're going to start on the road, 2 games, Detroit and the Jets. 2 preseason games. If you guys listen to the latest interview from Arthur Smith, he talked about making sure that he actually get his guys to play this year in the preseason game. Of course, lesson learned from him. New coach coming in. His guys didn't actually hit the field. So they kind of rusty, and they kind of showed in that first game against the Philadelphia Eagles last year. And then I think carried over to the first half of the Tampa Bay game as well. We got down a lot of mistakes, miscues, penalties, and things like that. So getting these guys out in preseason games, knocking some rust off, especially with a young team like we have, I think they need to be able to get some playing time to start the season off. So preseason is going to be big for the Falcons this year. Looking forward to it. Then we come home that third game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's more of a depending on how they do it, could just be a lot of the rookies going out there then trying to make the teams to finalize the last of the roster, end of the 53-man in the practice squad. So we'll just have to see. I think each team does it different. That third preseason game could be a actual like a rehearsal game. Like some people do actually make the third preseason game rehearsal game. So we just have to see what they end up doing with that. All right, then you look at the home games that we have. The Falcons have 9 home games this year. So, of course, you know, with the extra game added, week 18 now, we have 9 games. Usually have 8. So we're going to have 9 home games, which should give us a home field advantage. But we only won 1 game last year at home. That was the Detroit Lions. So the other game in London really don't count. It was a home game, but technically it wasn't because it was overseas, so it wasn't in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So hopefully we can actually fare better than we did last year at home, because that's really going to be the key. The Falcons had the 12th hardest schedule against all the teams. That's based off their records from last year. Of course, each team is a new team. No team is the same. No players is not the same. Players either got worse or they got better. So can't really go off last year. Talking about the hardest schedule, easiest schedule. That's why you play the games. Everybody starting off 0-0, and the like for an example, the Los Angeles Rams has the hardest schedule. And what did that mean? They just defending Super Bowl champs, but that championship is not going to follow me in 2022, so we just have to see. All right, but if you look at the schedule, the first game we're starting off against the Aints. We need to get that win. It's a division game and it's a conference game. The more wins we get in the conference, the better for us on the lookout in the playoffs. And plus, any wins we get in the division, it's like a 2. So it's like +2. So we need to make sure we get those division wins, started off right against the Aints, and we can do that. That'd be awesome for us. I think that they have three division games back to back in their first 3 weeks of the season. So if we can start them off on the right with a loss, that'd be awesome. Going over week 2 to the West Coast for week 2 and week 3, the Rams and the Seahawks. We're going to face the defending Super Bowl champions. Like I said, it's a different team. They got different personnel. Of course, they probably looking at the Falcons on the schedule, think it's a pencil in or easy win. Hopefully we come out there and we can shock them and get an upset. Going to Seattle, we don't even know who their quarterback is going to be. But going against that 12-man up there in Seattle. That's going to be a tough game for the Falcons. So just going to be interesting to see how we fare there. The Cleveland Browns, we don't know if Deshaun Watson actually going to be quarterbacking at the time. We do know that defense is pretty good defense. Good challenge for the Falcons at home. But hopefully we can start the season off 2-0 at home. Then week 5, Tom Brady. This guy really need to go ahead and retire. But we'll get to play him twice again this year. We always play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers pretty good. So hopefully we can continue that trend. Going to week 5, we will go to Tampa. San Francisco 49ers. The last couple of years we've been playing the 49ers pretty tough. This is going to be totally different for us this year. Hopefully we can fare better than we fared last year. We had to go out to San Francisco and play those guys. I thought we got robbed at the beginning of the game. Thought that was a touchdown, even though they overturned the call on the field, and we had those 4 chances to get in, and we was not able to punch it in. I think that was the momentum of that game. On week 7, rematch of AJ Terrell, Jamar Chase. I think AJ Terrell ready to redeem himself from that showing that he had in the national championship game a couple years ago. Make everybody upset about us picking AJ Terrell at number 15. Come to show that it was a pretty good pick. So that's going to be a good matchup. Week 8, the Carolina Panthers at home. Like I said, more home games we get, the better for us. We got to capitalize on all our home games. We come right back in week 9, another home game against the Los Angeles Chargers. It's going to be a pretty tough game for us. They have a great offense and a great defense. Of course, you know all the pieces they added with Khalil Mack, J.C. Jackson. They still have Justin Herbert, Mike Williams. So they got a pretty good squad with Los Angeles. So that's going to be a pretty good game for us. On Thursday night football, week 10 against the Carolina Panthers. We're actually going to their stadium. Thursday night football. Another division game. Like I said, the NFC games and division games count for 2. We just need to make sure we actually capitalize on that. Week 11, come back home against Chicago Bears. The second-year player, Justin Fields. They're in a rebuild over there. So hopefully we could capitalize on that game and see can we create the pressure from DPs on defense and control the clock with Arthur Smith offense. The Commanders, Carson Wentz, we owed them from last year. The game that we lost, we had that game in the bag. So we owe them a little revenge match against the Washington Commanders. Another tough game for us in week 13. The Steelers. Steelers always a tough game to play. It's going to be at our house. Hopefully we can capitalize on whoever the quarterback is. Mitch Trubisky, Kenny Pickett. We just have to see who it's going to be, but hopefully we can capitalize on that. And then finally, the Falcons get their bye week in week 14, which is a big deal because a lot of those rookies, by this time of the year and in their college, they'll be done already. So that bye week is going to really hit them at a good time. Hopefully they can get recuperated in, get all the ache bruises and things like that. And then we can pick up the last 4 games of the season. That week 10 is going to be good for us too because there's a Thursday night game. So that's like a mini bye before we play Chicago. So come back week 15, play the Aints again in their hometown. Hopefully we already got a win on them on their first game of the season, and we try to go for the sweep. Then on Christmas Eve, we get to play the Baltimore Ravens. Ashton Jackson, Lamar Jackson. Always a tough game to play. They're going to be physical on both sides of the ball. Of course, we know they want to run the ball, so we got to see what they do in Baltimore. Coming at week 17, Arizona Cardinals. Hopefully, the Cardinals keep that same trend they've been having the last 2 years. They started off hot, and then they kind of simmered down towards the back end of the season. So, hopefully, we could capitalize on something like that again for the Cardinals. In these last 4 games, hopefully, we're in the playoff hunt. They're meaningful games for us. So when we get to week 17, we actually have something to play for. And then we ended off with Tom Brady. Hopefully this is his last game as an NFL quarterback. And hopefully we can send him home with a loss. That'd be awesome too. So we can actually get our first win against Tom Brady back in week 5, and then we could end it up in week 18 with another win. That'd be awesome. So guys, let me know what you think about the schedule. Some of the games I'm excited about. Of course, the first game of the season against the Aints. Definitely looking forward looking at that game. And then the first 5-game stretch kind of gives us a gauge, see what kind of team the Falcons are going to be this year. Hopefully they be competitive. That's really what I want us to see. If you look at national media, they're only picking the Falcons to win 4 to 5 games. And they haven't even seen them play a game yet. So you can only go off the players on the team and the schedule from last year and your prediction. So nobody knows what none of these teams are going to be this year. I don't think nobody had the Bengals going to the Super Bowl last year. But you just have to, that's why you have to just get out on the field and play every Sunday. We do know the Falcons are going to, hopefully they be competitive and be in every game this year. That would be a good win for the Falcons if they can be competitive, show that competitive spirit moving forward. So guys, let me know what you think of the schedule. Let me know about some of the games that you're excited about seeing. Let me know if you think that bye week is too late in the season. Week 14, that's a lot of games the Falcons are going to play before the bye week. But it's there. It is, guys. The schedule is out there. The Falcons set. What they really need to be focused on now, getting through the preseason, healthy, and the Saints. That's the only game they should be worried about, focus on right now. Those little Aints down in New Orleans. So, guys, that's all I have. This is your boy Ricondo. Come back at you with another video. Peace.